Okay, peace, peace, family. We're going over this Order Out of Chaos ritual. My name is Kemetic Minds. I'm a researcher and student, writer, and I just want to, when we talk about this reality that we live in, we have to understand and overstand, right? That the system in place is definitely a system in place. Okay, so Roda, the Brick Mason. This is the original video.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch. And they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me. He grabbed a rock and he hit me in my face.
With Ragnarok.
I'm not gonna give him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see it? Y'all see it?
No, I don't see it. Again, if somebody just hit you in the face with a brick seconds ago, does it make logical sense to go on live? Does it make or defend yourself? Just a question. It's just a question I have.
What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man.
So now you shame the people that you said were supposed to defend you, that don't know you.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
Wait a minute, a man? I thought it was an Uber driver. So this was posted back on September the 3rd. Remember, she was 33 years old. That number that is always stamped on these Freemasonic rituals. January the 19th, 2024 is the update that I have. But first, let me read this caption. It says, women gets hospitalized after allegedly, even the shade room says allegedly, being hit in the face with a brick by a man she refused to give her number. I want to first of all preface this by saying, again, I don't want this video has no intent to negate abuse of women or black women in any way, shape, or form. I am personally for black families to be together. I have a personal preference of black women. However, when I see something that is dangerous for both sides, both black women and black men, that are foundational to America, we are the American descendants of slaves. We are foundational to the very root of America and its well-being and prosperity across the globe. I'm not one of those YouTube creators that are trying to demonize anyone in any way, shape, or form. This is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence and research, as we have to do with all of these news reports, because apparently we have agents now. Apparently we have agents now and in the past that create these events and stories to further the divide between black man and woman, the original man and woman of the universe. And so the alleged incident occurred in Houston, Texas. She says she was surrounded by men who did absolutely nothing. She says the man got in a car and left the scene after assaulting her and is afraid he will never get caught. So he's afraid he will never. So she's afraid that he will never get caught. So Houston Police Department on January the 19th, 2024, the Houston Police Department stated that she was an aggressor. According to Christian Terry of Click to Houston, Roda Osman, 33 years old, is accused of committing felony theft by deception. Okay, and now when you look at the updated video, she's saying that basically she was hit in the face with a brick. So she's gonna point to her face and show the damage to her face that's still there, according to her.
The responsibility of locking people up who assault people. He committed a major crime, and he needs to be arrested. There's a confession video. I still am bruised up.
Wow, what a bruise. Did we get that?
There's a confession video.
Wow, look at that bruise.
Like, there's no denying that.
Okay, yeah, there is. So this is the character of this person that we're supposed to all believe. Again, when you have someone go on social media and make a claim, I don't care who it is, what gender it is, it needs to be validated. This is not a game out here. There's people who really get hurt, and then it's, and then they get looked at as, they're not telling the truth. Then she's saying salam alaikum when she's telling you she takes advantage of the global minority.
Yeah. Every time you lie to somebody, you're taking away their choice. You're taking away the ability for them to make a decision that's good for themselves.
You see that? You see that?
And that's why I always lie to the people of the global minority and men.
The thing about these Freemasons and these people, these agents that get on, her name, and I'm going to get to the numerology and everything soon, but the thing about these agents that you have to understand is that they have to tell you the truth before they do it in order to justify bad karma, in order to get away, escape bad karma. But what they must understand is that if you're still putting out bad energy, it's going to come back to you. Okay, if you're still operating in an energy space of demonic exploitation, it's going to come back to you.
Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then...
So again, the Uber driver was driving his Uber, saw her, and she didn't say, but she said that he didn't give her, he wanted the digits and she didn't want to give up the digits, so he threw a brick. So I guess he ran, grabbed a brick, was running towards her. She couldn't get away, and he threw this brick. Now, if anybody has seen any kind of brick, what a damage a brick can do, it can do a severe amount of damage. It can hospitalize you. You get hit hard enough. Okay, so again, I guess he had the brick in his car. I don't know.
Then tried to kidnap her, but tonight she has become the focus of this criminal investigation.
So everybody was standing around. He tried to kidnap her.
Because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
The first thing I thought when this story dropped last year, the first thing I was thinking in my mind was, where's the footage of the actual incident? We don't even have the footage of the actual incident. So what are we all jumping to conclusions for when we're speaking about these cases? This stuff she's doing is dangerous, and her character is dangerous. This behavior, unfortunately, I've had an experience with. And when you cannot negate a person's experience, you can't negate that as something that's not valid. Experience is all we have to draw from.
This man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch.
This video with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me like...
So apparently, to make a long story short, her head was filled with some type of saline shot. I'm not going to get into that. But basically, apparently it's funny to cause people pain. And that's something I've also noticed as a behavior out there is it's funny to see people in pain. There's some people out there, they laugh at other people being in pain. They laugh. They think scamming is funny in a game until them people show up. And they think this is a game out here. Again, she showed her bruise. Nothing but lies. Okay, so the hidden side of the news story. Again, we're going to go over the hidden side. So it is important to view the news without emotion. Pay attention to the details. Ask questions. Not to view things exclusively from the lens of personal bias or experience. Just experience is not enough, right? You have to look further into it. So this gender agenda by the Rockefellers is still alive, but it's thoroughly being exposed, which is suitable for those who do not want to see a black man with a black woman on a large scale. And I went over the feminism thing, that agenda that was put out by the Rockefellers to break up the nuclear family. You know they're going to start with the black family. Come on now. So why don't they want to see the black man and woman unite? Well, again, that's a future content, but we have, the genes play a big part of the story in genetic annihilation, of course. And I'm talking about healthy, strong black families that produce and are positive for society. So her name anagram, Roda Osman, can be spelled. So you spell her name a different way. You have monodramas, a dramatic composition written for one performer. So this obviously says a lot without saying a lot. She was a dramatization, she's a drama queen. Her first name was Rhoda, or Rad, toward the mouth or oral region. Okay, and of course, a lot of lies came out of that area. Road, so she is apparently on the road and on the run, right? You're going to Jamaica and all these other places. Oh, okay, you're traveling a lot now, huh? Her last name, Osman, also can be written as Mason, a widespread secret fraternal order, member pledged to mutual assistance and quote unquote brotherly love. Right. So again, part of them fraternities, them secret societies, that's what we get into. So she had a theatrical performance and is now in Jamaica on the road and possibly a part of a fraternal order. To sum it up, when we look at the Pythagorean numerology, Pythagoras studied from the house of Ptah. That's in his name etymology. And I already have videos on that. Okay, so we look at Rhoda, that sums to 20. Agent sums to 20. Boom. When I saw that, I said, wow, that makes sense. Osman equals 33. She was 33 years of age. Okay. 33 is the number of order out of chaos. The highest degree in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. It's the boiling point of water. Okay, on the chemical scales, it's the boiling point of water. That's the point of water begins to boil. So this was, again, when these 33 rituals take place, they really want your attention focused on them. So they put these rituals out here so you can have your attention focused on them. And you got a lot of YouTube content creators out there. Again, a lot of them aren't going to touch on this stuff. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is, you talk about the dangerous stuff to talk about. Here we go. The chaos of black men and black women fighting online is quite impactful. It is viewed as a creative destruction, according to the Overlords of Chaos website. Okay, so all of this, think about the chaos that ensued after this event was posted. And so this is order out of chaos, and this is, the 33 symbology. You have the upside down pyramid. The opposite of, upside down pyramid. If you flip it back over, you have the positive side of the 33 vibration. Please take a moment and think about all of the video blogs, reaction videos, and people yelling at each other about how they knew she was a scammer versus those who she said she was not a scammer. I've witnessed a lot of passion in people over something placed before everyone to divide and conquer in ritual. These stories happen all the time, 24/7, 365. Begin not to react to every story as the truth. Instead, ask critical questions and do some digging. And when you start asking critical questions and doing some digging, the first thing you need to ask for is the footage. I think more now than ever, everyone needs to look at, does this new story that came out, does it have any footage whatsoever? If it doesn't, it might be a waste of time. Notice an article published by MSNBC revving up the gender war nicely between black people. You see they published this article, Brickgate revives an old age argument between black men and women. Again, just highlighting the divide, and it is a divide, and it is something that it's a shame, but I can get deeper into this whole, how this whole gender war thing got popped off or whatever, but it goes really deep. We're talking about the Monahan report. Then we can get into the how, the right to vote and getting into history, but we're not going to get into that. So the article goes on to talk about the divide between black men and women, and it stated that this event highlights the broader issues of tension and trauma within the black community, where women's reports of violence can lead to backlash, accusations reflecting unaddressed pain tied to gender dynamics and societal expectations. And so when we're talking about the whole gender divide and gender war, again, you have to look at the details. I urge people, look at the details. What is the demographic of, when we talk about violent incidences, who's committing these violent incidences, and what specific type of black man is doing the violence. Most races commit violence against their own race. That's just a fact. Now, that is a fact. Now, the question then is, well, what type of people are committing these incidences? Are they people with prior records? A lot of evidence shows that a lot of these people that are being selected to be in relationships with have prior violent records or are involved in some type of gang, drug activity, things of that nature. So when you get involved in that type of stuff, you're dealing with those types of guys. So this is a deeper issue and a topic, and I definitely like to break that down in the future. But the incident is a dangerous example of black men, of black women who are victims of crime, and black men who are looked at as the boogie monster, the big black dangerous dude. Now I do believe there's a difference between a black man and a Day and a Ray. I definitely think there's a difference, and we need to definitely differentiate that difference and know the data and statistics on both. Now, the incident makes black women look bad, and more has to be done to make sure our people are protected from agents of chaos, bricks. Okay, so these people create these stories on purpose. It's very intentful and very intentional. Okay, and you have people out there trying to explaining and justify this instead of pressing Rhoda on the evidence. Pressing somebody should not be a bad thing if it makes them better. When a coach wants the best out of his team, or somebody he thinks has potential, he may press him harder than anybody else because he sees that person has leadership ability or could do a better job at something. So you may press that person more to get more out of that person. It's not to criticize, judge, or condemn. It's to make them better. And the fact that you have people out here doing this type of destructive activity, and nobody wants to, and some people don't want to press and say, hey, no, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. What did you say? You think it's you take advantage of the global minority? Those are questions to ask. So if MSNBC is making articles like this, we should all be aware of just how badly they want us to have children with. They don't want us to have children with healthy two-parent households or healthy two parents for those children. Okay, so we must continue to sound the alarm against anything that divides black people. At the same time, the media celebrates other races having children, families, and a support system, while we struggle with just essential births, right? So black women struggle with births, and there's great disparities in terms of, it says 3 black women die for every white woman pregnant. So again, we talk about deeper systemic issues that we're dealing with. Our issues are multifaceted, and I'll get into more of that in the future. I just do not want to fully speak on the subject or draw any conclusions without adequate data in front of me. And I haven't done my own personal research on this particular topic, but it is an important topic because it creates a lot of anger and emotion when these stories break. One guy that was pressing black women and black men was Kevin Samuels. He was pressing both of us to do better. It wasn't about, it's just not, I'm just gonna pick it black. I didn't like him trying to press those jabs into people's arms. That's one thing I didn't like about him. But at the same time, like, he's not here to defend himself, so I'm not gonna talk much about it because I don't like talking about dead people, like criticizing dead people, and they're not alive to even defend themselves or for me to call in and press them on that. So the key thing to remember is there's an unfortunate pattern that people take criticism in the wrong way. And while I don't agree with everything that was said, the man was ritually killed. Okay. And if you do the research, but I ain't going to get into that either. So this goes back to my previous article. This goes back to the previous article I wrote. And that was the numerology of 2024 and how this we're having right now. We're under the judgment of the 2024 energy. Okay. We talk about those who created systems, foundations that are designated to destroy people. Okay. If your foundation wasn't built off a solid foundation, you're going to get exposed. Okay. And it's going to start crumbling. Okay. And make sure you check that out when you get the chance. I know the quality was still low. I'm still working on my video editing and getting everything set up the way I want it. But that's it for this video. Thanks for checking out the Kemetic Mind page. And just shout out for those, still leaving comments, offering words of encouragement. I appreciate that. And thanks for watching.